OK。皆様こんにちは。ミッキー京子です。今日もペギーさんに来ていただいています。今日はですね、彼女がどういう活動をこのアメリカでなさっているのか伺います。Hi, Peggy! Hello again!
Yes, so good to see you again.
Good to see you. So now I'm going to ask you what you're doing in this country.
Well, I'm pretty busy. I'm
Yes.
teaching classes, frequently teaching classes
Ah,
online. Have been doing that all through the pandemic. I teach workshops, at various organizations and things as well. Face to face now that we are doing that again with the pandemic, but I continue to teach online. And then another aspect of what I do is leading tours. I have led tours to Ireland, and I have led one tour to Egypt, and we will continue to do that. And
mm,
so we had in a previous session talked about Egypt, and what I'd like to do is show you some pictures because in this process of starting this tour business and developing the tours in Egypt, my partner and I decided that what we need to do is have a spiritual center in Egypt. So when we bring people on tour, we have a place where we can go to meditate and a place where we can have retreats, because when you're on tour you have hotel rooms that are not
right, right.
very, yeah, they're not good places to meditate as a group. So let me show you what we have developed. There, I believe.
Wow! Isn't this beautiful?
Yes, I believe in miracles. We no sooner started talking about the fact that we really should do a spiritual center than this piece of property came available. This man had started building a house, and
Yes.
he needed to leave because his parents were both sick, and he was selling. So he had built this wall that you see, and he had
Yes.
put up the gate, and
Mhm.
he had just the foundation to the house started when we bought it.
Mm. Mhm.
So and this beautiful gate is not that unusual. I've seen many similar to this in Egypt, believe it or not. I just was really taken. This is a shot from inside the courtyard. This is out on the
Ah,
street.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let's see. Let me click again. So this is the front
Ah.
of the house.
Mm.
Yeah, this is the courtyard and the front of the
Mhm.
house. And
Mm.
so basically, this is the first floor. It's a two-bedroom house.
Mhm.
And when I go to Egypt now, I stay there.
Mhm.
Um, but the second floor, which is this overhang, is not yet finished. I mean, it's partially finished. But up here is where we will have the meditation groups and the retreats and things like that up on the second floor when this is finished.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a view of the courtyard. There's that front door again. Let me go back to that door. All of my inside doors and outside doors are amazing. This is a carving of the god Osiris on the front door.
Oh.
And in the courtyard, I have built a vesica Pisces. I don't know if
Mm.
you're familiar with that term, but it's a sacred geometry structure with
Mhm.
two circles that overlap. And it's representative of like earth and heaven, and learning to stand in the middle between earth and heaven so that you balance your spiritual life.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's in the courtyard.
Mhm.
This is the side door that you will go to the upstairs when we have it developed, and this matches the gate. And this
Yes.
beautiful symbol up at the top is
Yeah.
I'll show you. I also have that same symbol on this door handle.
Oh,
It's
oh,
that is Arabic for
uh-huh.
Allah Akbar, which means God is the greatest, God is the supreme, God is all there is. And
Wow.
so that blessing is on the door, and then
Mhm.
the side door, and then this is the front door, and it's on the handle.
Wow.
And these are the doors inside the house. This
Mm,
is Isis, this is Sekhmet, this is Basset. They are carved into these are very heavy solid wood doors, and they carved it and then did the shellacking, to show up the colors. But it's,
mm,
you can feel the texture of where they carved those into the doors.
mm.
Yeah. So,
Amazing, Peggy.
yeah. So that's just a piece of what I do.
Yeah.
I do teach classes, and let me share my website. Here we go. Um, this is my website. If I can pull it. Whoops. I'm trying to pull it a little more center. I don't know if it's showing up not centered on your screen or not, but
I can
my,
see it.
okay, my website is Mother Earth Sacred Tours.
Mhm,
And the reason for going to this website, each one of these are separate pages that you can go to. And I will talk about the moon ceremonies in just a minute, because you had asked me a question earlier about it. But like weaving soul memory is a course that I taught, and connecting to sacred nature is a course, and Ireland's blessings, Celtic spirituality. So you can click on any of those, and like under the Celtic spirituality,
mm,
it tells you about the course that's already passed, but
mm,
there's a link to
mm,
see a free webinar that tells you about it.
mm.
And this is part of the slideshow that was with that. So you can go to any of these links and frequently find webinars that were posted there that were the introduction to a course. So spiritual journeys and things like that. So I do moon ceremonies 4 times, well, 8 times, because I do a new moon and a full moon, but I do them every 3 months to correspond with the Celtic holy
Yeah.
days.
Mm,
And so this is the last one that I did in August. And I
mm.
have another coming up the end of October and um, early November. And if anyone's interested in getting my emails that announce these ceremonies, they're free, they're online and they're free. You can sign up on my website. You go to the website and then click on sign up for newsletter,
Mhm,
and you can get my regular mailings.
mm, mm.
Um, that's, yeah, Mother Earth Sacred Tours.net is the website.
Oh,
And
Peggy, I like to say it again. Um, it's it's Mother Earth Sacred Tours .net.
yes, yes.
And I don't have to type Peggy and at first. I don't have to. Before mother, don't I have to type Peggy at? No, no.
No, Peggy Addis, that's my email address.
Oh,
Peggy, yeah,
yeah, that's email address. So in order to get into website, it's Mother Earth Sacred Tours .net.
yes, that's
Yes.
it.
Well, then, may I ask you a question?
Yes, please
Well,
do.
you wrote this one. This lunar cycle starting right now, December 2021, will present a critical turning point in September of 2022. That means this month, September.
Yes.
And then I'd like to know what you mean by critical turning point.
Yeah. Well, I won't get into the astrological and astronomy details of it, but basically there are planets lining up and doing certain things in the sky, and the moon is doing its little thing too. The full moon is coming up on Saturday, September 10th. Um, so always with a full
Se-
moon,
September 10th,
uh-huh,
tomorrow?
tomorrow, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and so always a new moon is like a new beginning where you set a new cycle. And the full moon is when you manifest those wishes and hopes and dreams that you set in place at the new moon. So part of right now, we have the new moon coming in, but this particular new moon, as well as some other planetary things that are happening, are bringing in a different kind of energy. It's an energy that challenges us to pay attention.
oh,
It's an energy that can help us, if we're willing to, open our hearts to the divine, open our hearts to the universe, to
yes.
really begin this upward beautiful journey if we so choose to do that. Um,
Mm.
I was listening to a webinar today from a man from the Andes, a Mayan trained shaman, and he was saying the same thing, that we are right now in this timeline where we can make these decisions to uplift our consciousness, and by doing that, we help uplift the consciousness of all the beings on our planet. And
Mm.
so this is, and and so September 2022 is, it's a time where the vibration, because of where the planets are, the vibration is helpful. It's not that it makes us go out and do anything. A lot of people think astrology tells you what, you know. No, it's just that the vibration is there that makes it easier to
Mm.
follow through with this uplifting and awakening of our consciousness.
Oh, Peggy, thank you very much for telling me about it. I feel great because you say dreams, intentions will come to realization in June of 2023. And I think I can start today, thinking about the earth and our universe and just my dream will be justified or something like that if I pray. So I feel something like that. And this is great, I encountered with these sentences. Yeah. I found it in Mother Earth Sacred Tours.net.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Wow, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
And
And
may I ask something else? I think I'd like to ask you about the technical thing. I mean, I started using YouTube and no, I'm sorry, Zoom to interview people, but uh, including YouTube and Zoom and everything. It's very difficult for me to learn and handle it, but it seems to me you are doing everything so smoothly and so easily. And how did you learn it?
well, I've always had, I guess what you call an aptitude for the technology. It's always been fascinating to me. I first started using computers in 1980. Yeah, yeah, 1980. Um, So I've had a long history, but the thing that really put me in the middle of it, I started teaching at the University of North Carolina in Charlotte in the year 2000. And part of
Mhm,
my job, I taught classes online, but I
mhm.
also had to teach one course a semester online. I taught classes on campus, but one course a semester had to be taught online. So I learned to use, this was before Zoom, but several different kinds of platforms because every time I would learn how to use one and I'd get really familiar, they'd start a contract with a different company. So I had to learn how to use at least four different systems while I was still at the university. And then along came Skype and then Zoom. And so they're similar enough that it's pretty easy for me to to
I
flow
see.
with all those things.
I see. Well, it's good to know that you also had the time, you had difficulty.
Uh-huh,
Now
uh-huh.
it seems to me you can handle everything so easily, but 2000 something,
Yeah.
you had to learn in a hard way, and then you had to master it. But
Mhm.
it's wonderful. Yeah. And well, I'm so sorry to say this, but it's about time we have to close. And but uh, but I will get in this, and then I will learn a lot about moons and the things you are doing, and it's fascinating. And Peggy, thank you so very much for being with me 4 times. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for asking me. I'm so happy to do this with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Well then, have a wonderful rest of the year, okay?
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, so what I have to do is I have to click stop, right?